afternoon, folks. My name is Jeremy Cammy, Director of Events for Indigo Books and Music. And although it's a beautiful day and I should be with my 2 children in a park with my wife, I'm not, because this is the right thing to do, and this is where I need to be, and this is where I should be. Before this event started, just a few minutes ago in the green room, Valen said to me, "Is Heather coming?" For those of you that don't know, Heather Reisman is our CEO and Chief Book Lover. Heather is not here, but that being said, Heather gets hundreds of books on a daily basis, and I work very closely with her. Most of these books are for events or book launches in our store. Very few of these books ever come to my desk with a personal note from Heather that states, "Can you please look into this? I'd like to book this event." So, in that respect, not only is Indigo behind this, but our Chief Book Lover and CEO is behind this book 100%. I have to admit that when Dennis first approached me a few months ago during emails back and forth, and he is very persistent, I'm not sure if many of you know who he is, and I get hundreds of emails a day, Dennis said to me, "Look, we've got to do this, I'm going to bring out the crowd," and right away we knew that this indeed was the right thing to do. I had the opportunity to meet Valen Cover. When I first saw the book, it was Valen Cover to me, so 2 strikes against me. Not only is this book timely in this day and age, I'll be honest with you, because of the economy. This book, it doesn't deal with the economy, it deals with what's really important in life. It deals with the fact that there's inspiration and hope, and everyone in the world has problems. And probably if you were to put your problems in a pot and someone else's problems in a pot, they'd have bigger problems than you. And this is the primary example. I can't even name the diseases, the afflictions that Valen's gone through, but what I do know is that there is smile, and there is happiness, and there is sheer joy of life. And this is what this is all about. And this is why we're hosting this event today.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for joining us today. The official launch of the Canadian book launch, which follows the U.S. book launch that we held in York, Pennsylvania last fall, which is Valen's hometown. It goes without saying that I wouldn't be standing on this stage if it weren't for this beautiful, radiant, lovely woman next to me. She's very inspiring, and I want to thank her for accepting me into her life so that I could have the honor of writing about her and sharing her story with the public. People like yourself. I also want to recognize the love and the support of my beautiful wife, Chris, who has been, as it says in the very last chapter of the book, my rock and my strength. So thank you, darling. Ever since the book came out, you and I have been fortunate enough to receive a number of favorable reviews from the media and people that have read the book. I was wondering if you're fairly pleased with the fact that the message is getting out, and if you could probably explain to the audience what it is that your message is and what is your goal for the book.
I would say that I have 3 main goals for the book, and I do a lot of volunteer work for the Polycystic Kidney Disease Foundation, so it's kind of another avenue and tool for me to use to raise awareness for the disease of PKD, which there's no cure for. And I really hope to say someday that I played a small part in helping to find a cure for the disease so that no one else has to suffer like I have. And I really wanted to encourage organ donation because if I would not have received a kidney transplant, I wouldn't be sitting here today, I wouldn't be healthy, and I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I'm doing today. And in addition, just to inspire those who need a little hope in life. And it seems like the book is doing just that, and I'm very pleased.
Now, I would say that next to your dad and your partner Noah, I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think and I suspect that the most important man, number 3 on that list, is your transplant surgeon, Dr. Robert Montgomery. And I know I'm number 67 on that list. But I've seen firsthand the incredible patient-doctor relationship that you have with him, and it's absolutely, totally unique.
Yeah.
And every once in a while you're kind enough to share some of the emails that he sends to you. And I was in his office the day that he said that you are his hope for the future. And when he looks at you and you're so healthy, and he told me at one time that when he met you 6.5 years ago, you'd been through so much that you hardly looked human, and he said, "Dennis, I should not have transplanted her at all because she just wasn't ready for transplantation." But he said he saw a light in you. He says that I just had to try to save her life. And he did. And he also said to me that he gets up in the morning and often thinks, when he sees you and thinks about you, he's really glad that he does what he does for a living. How do you describe that relationship with Dr. Robert Montgomery, or as you know him, Bob?
You know, he calls me his hope for the future, but ironically, I would say that he's my hope for the future as well. Knowing that I have him on my side and my team of doctors, he is doing such wonderful things for innovative approaches in the field of transplantation that it gives me hope that I have a bright future, and that when I need another transplant, I've got him there. And I just think he is so remarkable, and I'm even honored to know that his hands touched my kidney and he performed the operation, and I feel like I've been blessed just by that.
Maybe you could tell us about a few other young people that have sent emails and stories to you after reading the book.
I had an email from a teacher, a school that I used to go to, and she said that it was a 7th grade class, and a student of hers had selected my biography and read it, and he was loving it for a book project in class. And I thought to my word, I was like, how in the world did, you know, a 7th grade boy pick up my book? So I thought maybe they had a connection to PKD or something. And he said that he had several questions that he wanted to know if I'd, you know, answer for him to do this research paper. Well, I was ecstatic and wound up connecting with his mom, answered all the questions, and found out that she and her son went into Borders, which is a bookstore in the States, and they selected my book out of all the books. They didn't know me, they didn't have any connection with PKD, and I was so honored, and I just got really excited about it. And I was talking to the teacher and said, you know, what's this project all about? And she said that the students had to pick a biography, read it, do a research project on it, and then turn it into a cereal box project and decorate it and, you know, do a timeline on the side of the person and then present it in front of the class. Well, as soon as I heard that, I was like, and do you think I could come into the classroom and see him present it? So she was so excited. So we planned it, and I went into the classroom and surprised him, and it was one of the most rewarding days. To sit there, it almost felt like, I don't know, it was a little freaky because like Helen Keller was before me, and then a boy gets up and talks about me, and I'm like, this is crazy. And he's going through my timeline saying, you know, she had her first seizure when she was 5, and he did such a fabulous job. And I'm thinking, a 7th grade boy really got a lot out of my book, and I just loved it. And the best was at the end of class, I'm standing there, and this little cute boy walks up with his notepad and goes, will you sign this for me? And I was like, oh my gosh, because I love kids. And then all the kids stood in line, and I gave them my autograph, and they all had to get passes because they were late to the next class. And I don't know, just stuff like that means so much. And I don't know, it's just, this has been a fabulous experience.
But I know that ever since the book has come out, you've been involved in a lot of speaking engagements in Legion halls and churches. I think even at Johns Hopkins University. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, that was actually, I do all this stuff on a volunteer basis. I work full-time, and I just love it. So any opportunity I get to, you know, get out there and spread the word about PKD and everything, I jump on it. So the last one was at, last week actually, at Johns Hopkins University. I think this is about the 5th year I've done it. Every year they have a college lecture for students that are going to school for research in medicine. And I go down there, and it's actually my kidney doctor, my nephrologist that took care of me when I was really sick. She puts on this college lecture and invites me down, and the whole lecture is about polycystic kidney disease. And she has me there to share my story, and it is just awesome to talk to college kids. You know, I share my story, and it's neat because they usually go to class and it's just lectures and they're looking at PowerPoints, and they actually get a one-on-one with someone. And they just, you know, the questions that they asked afterwards, and it was just really kind of surreal to think that, you know, 7 years ago I was super sick in the hospital, and it was the doctor that was taking care of me, and now we're together and, you know, talking about it, and, you know, I'm playing a part in helping college kids learn about the disease. And it's really neat because they came up afterwards, and last year it was voted as the best college lecture, so they told me I have to come back every year because the kids just love it. But, you know, they said how inspiring it was. But the thing that people don't get is every individual event that I do like that actually inspires me. And I leave there so energized and excited about everything. And, it you know, it works both ways. They come up and thank me, but I'm thanking them because I'm just, you know, so excited about it.